गोपाल नंद नंद मुकुंद गोपाल गोपी जन प्रिय गोपरिपाला गोपी जन प्रिय गोपरिपाला नंद मुकुंद हरे गोपाला भक्त संरक्षक वेणुगोपाल नंद मुकुंद हरि गोपाल वृंदावन हरि नंद कुमार वृंदावन हरि नंद कुमार निगमोद्धारा नवनीत चोरा निगमोद्धारा नवनीत चोरा नंद मुकुंद हरि गोपाल भक्त संरक्षक
Hari Om. Hari Om, is Sandhya Gopal here? No. Today's Arti will be performed by our Sri Raviji and Srimati Shashi. Please come.
आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की आरती सद्गुरु की चरणों में उनके शांति समाए शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाए पाप ताप संताप हरण की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की सिद्धबाड़ी की तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की। ओम हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विना वधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। From mantra number 17 we will chant. जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्त्यादि प्रपञ्चं यत् प्रकाशते तद्ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा सर्वबन्धैः प्रमुच्यते। त्रिषु धामसु यद्भोग्यं भोक्ता भोगश्च यद्भवेत् तेभ्यो विलक्षणः साक्षी चिन्मात्रोऽहं सदाशिवः। मय्येव सकलं जातं मयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं मयि सर्वं लयं याति तद्ब्रह्माद्वयमस्म्यहम् अणोरणीयानहमेव तद्वत् महानहं विश्वमहं विचित्रं पुरातनोऽहं पुरुषोऽहमीशः हिरण्मयोऽहं शिवरूपमस्मि अपाणिपादोऽहमचिन्त्यशक्तिः पश्याम्यचक्षुः सशृणोम्यकर्णः अहं विजानामि विविक्तरूपः न चास्ति वेत्ता मम चित्सदाहम्. So the Upanishad is giving us this knowledge of non-dual Brahman, Advaita Brahma, by the methodology of Adhyaropa Apavada. So to explain how Brahman alone is, first it begins with what we experience. What do we experience? We experience the world of plurality. Okay? So my experience and the knowledge is not matching. So to help us to go from our present understanding to the real wisdom, a method that is used by the scriptures, by the gurus, is called Adhyaropa Apavada method. Adhyaropa means deliberate superimposition. Let us understand this little bit in detail. Superimposition means something is seen on something else. Superimposition, adhyasa. The word is adhyasa. Atasmin tad buddhihi adhyasaha. Atasmin, what is not that, in that, tad buddhihi, the notion of that, is called as adhyasa. So snake is seen in the place where there is no snake. Careful. There is rope. Rope means what? There is no snake at that place. Snake can be there somewhere else. But there, snake is not there, but still you have notion of snake in the place where there is no snake. That is called as adhyasa, superimposition. So in something, seeing something else is called as adhyasa, superimposition. Now here, what are we saying? We are saying adhyaropa. Adhyaropa means deliberate superimposition. Superimposition happens. Adhyasa happens. Adhyaropa is done. What is the common thing between adhyasa and adhyaropa? Something is seen somewhere else. Okay? But in adhyasa, it is happening mistakenly. In adhyaropa, it is being done deliberately. Okay? Now, why this adhyaropa is required? Because Brahman being non-dual cannot be explained otherwise. What will you call about that Brahman? What will you explain? How do you explain Brahman? Scriptures try different means of pointing out to Brahman, not explaining Brahman. Why? Brahman cannot be explained. So one of those methods is Adhyaropa Apavada. So how do they explain? They say, do you see the world? Yes, I see the world. Now this world has come from Brahman. You always wonder from where this world has come. Okay. Now, I am telling you, now the scripture is saying, I am telling you, this has come from Brahman. Now please understand, Brahman being cause of the world is technically impossible. Brahman cannot create the world. It is not possible for Brahman to create the world. Oh, Vechi, what do you mean? Technically, I am saying. It is like saying rope has created the snake. Huh? Rope is incapable of creating snake. Pavam rope. He doesn't even know there is a snake. There is a rope. You are seeing it as snake. If I say that the snake that you see has come from rope, it is okay for explanation, but you ask the rope, have you created the snake? Rope will say, what snake? Why? The rope doesn't know there is exist snake. Why? Because snake is not there. You understand? The world that is experienced by us, by the ignorant people, we ask the question, how this world has come. So the answer is given by scriptures, the world has come from Brahman. This is adhyaropa, deliberate superimposition. World is superimposed on Brahman where it is not, but it is deliberately done. Why? Because otherwise you can't explain it. Now our inquisitiveness doesn't stop there. Now we start asking, okay, if Brahman, from Brahman, if the world has come, how it has come? How? So then what? Then the Upanishads give different theories of creation. And you see within Upanishads, they say there are some 64 theories of creation. Why are there 64 theories? Why can't there be only one theory? Because if there is one true theory of creation, then the creation will become true. But the creation is not true. So what? 64 theories are given. You listen to any theory, whichever theory works for you, you believe that that is the theory. That is how the world has come. Why? Because of fact is there is no world. Give me theories of creation of snake on top of rope. Long, long ago there was a rope. Then one day that rope thought, let me become snake. And then what? Then by his inherent power of creating, rope became snake. Some people say, nice. Now I understood. But there will be somebody else who will say, excuse me. How can rope think? How can Brahman think? So the rope cannot think, no, that let me become snake. There cannot be desire. So then for them it is said, no, it is not actually the rope. Rope has got inherent power which is called Maya. That Maya decided that I want to become many. Another theory. There can be n number of theories that from one end of the rope slowly it started transforming into snake. And slowly the whole rope was transformed into snake. First this happened. Tail came first. Then the mid section. Then the front section came. Somebody will say, no. First the front section. Create as many theories. Why? Whichever theory works for you, you think that that is the theory. Why? Because all theories of creation are real, are true. Why? Because none of the theories of creation are real. So whichever works for you, you go ahead with it. Why? It should satisfy your inquisitiveness. That is the purpose. The purpose is not to explain creation. Why? Because creation cannot be explained. Why? Because there is no creation. Something that is not there, how much ever you try to explain, will the explanation be perfect? No, it cannot be perfect. Don't blame Upanishads that they are not giving right theory of creation. Why? Because the Upanishads are telling that there is no creation. But still they are giving the theories. Why? So that it will satisfy our inquisitiveness. Why are they doing this? Because my present experience and the real wisdom are not matching. So Adhyaropa is built. You see the world, this world has come from Brahman. Okay? Adhyaropa is deliberate superimposition. It is not the final truth. Please understand. It is not the final truth. It is still superimposition. And then later on what they will do? Subsequent negation, apavada they will do. And then they will show Brahman alone is. Sometimes some sticky substance is stuck to our hand. And sometimes suppose you try to remove that with this hand, then it will go out from this finger, but it will be there in another finger. And suppose you try to do it with another hand, another finger, it will go from this, but it will be stuck here. Happens. Then what do? Then you take it to the wall. And then to the wall you remove it. My job is over. Why? Now it is wall's problem. This world is stuck to us. And it is creating so much of problem. So the scriptures say, you take this world to Brahman and leave it there. Why? Your problem is solved. Now what to do with the world? Let Brahman decide. You take the finger to the wall and then remove it. But in the process what you have done, the substance which was sticking, you have left it behind. The world is what I experience. Brahman is what I must experience. What do the scriptures do? They take you with the world to Brahman and remove you and world from there so that Brahman alone will remain. You understand? That is what is happening. Adhyaropa, apavada. So if in between the explanation in Adhyaropa stage, if somebody stops and says, is this the final truth? No, it is not. Is Brahman really the creator? Is Brahman the cause of the world? No, it is not. And that's why we add the word as though. As though. As though. Why? Because there can be nothing other than Brahman. Brahman has become Jiva, in bracket, as though. Then that Jiva, to experience, to go through the results of action, Brahman has created the world, as though. Then this Jiva, while living in this world, feels helpless and needs some higher power to help him. Therefore, Brahman himself appears as Ishvara, as though. And then the life continues. How long? Till the time Jiva understands that I, this world, and the Lord are not three entities. It is one and the same. That is Brahman. Till the time I realize that I am actually distinct from all the upadhis, distinct from the world, distinct from even the ego. I am that consciousness. Trishu dhamasu yad bhogyam bhokta bhogascha yad bhavet tebhyaha vilakshanaha sakshi. I am that witness. Chinmatroham, consciousness. Sadashiva, I am ever auspicious. So in the process what we will do, now apavada is happening. In apavada process what is being done? Not this, not this, not this. Now whatever was deliberately superimposed, now it is being removed. So the scriptures will say, this is not you. I am not this. I am not this. Apani padoham. You see, what is being done? Not this, not this, not this, not this. This is not Brahman. This is not Brahman. This is not Brahman. Why? Brahman is distinct. Brahman is different. Brahman is different. Sometimes people get confused because of this. Vedji, please tell one thing. Is this watch Brahman or not? Is this Brahman or not Brahman? See, the problem is, I cannot answer you unless I understand from which level are you asking me. The beginning, it will be said that this watch is seen. And whatever is seen is not real. Therefore, watch is not Brahman. Brahman is different from watch. Do you agree? All of you agree? Now the same scripture will go forward and will say that there is nothing other than Brahman. So what is watch? Brahman. See, this is why I don't like Vedanta. You people are very confused people. No, we are not confused. We are trying to remove your confusion. No. Is watch Brahman or not? Watch as watch is not Brahman, is not real. But watch as existence is Brahman and it is real. Huh? What? World as the world of names and forms is not Brahman and therefore it is unreal. But world as the substratum existence is real because it is Brahman. Wave as wave is not water. But wave as water is real. As long as wave considers itself to be the wave, it does not understand its true nature to be the water. But the moment wave understands its true nature to be the water, its waveness, its name and form drops. What remains is water. So wave as wave is not real. Wave as water is real. World as world is not real. World as Brahman is real. Now to come to this understanding, first Viveka will be done and it will be shown this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman, na iti, not this, etc. Then once you come to Brahman, it will be shown that now this Brahman alone is. If in case you see the world, please understand that it is also Brahman and nothing other than Brahman. Sarvatma bhava means what? The self in me is the same self in all. The question is, where is this all? There is no all. If in case you see all, then everything is the same self. You see? The entire explanation of the scriptures is from the standpoint of ignorance. Why? Because that is where we are. If we are fallen into water and drowning, and somebody is right on top and giving hand. Suppose you are fallen in well. Okay? Well. And you are drowning. And your friend is on top of the well and saying, come. Where am I? Where you are? How can I come there? So what scriptures will have to do is, come to our level and then take us. Now remember, while coming to our level, they have to come to the level of ignorance. So what they are talking is not the final thing yet, but they are building a theory. They are building a methodology. Don't stop it there and say, is this final truth? No, wait. For now, you understand this. Then what? You will come one step further. Now you understand this, then you will come one step further. Now you get the final truth, then you will come out. Many times mistakes happen even from the people who study scriptures, because they take out these lines from scriptures from here and there and project it as final truth. And if you ask them, they will say, Chandogya Upanishad has said. Now the problem with us is, we have not studied Chandogya Upanishad. In Chinmay Mission, Chandogya Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka rarely taught. Isn't it? So we don't know. So then we believe, but Chandogya Upanishad where? What is the methodology which is used? There is one line in Chandogya Upanishad. Asadeva idamagre asit. Sadeva idamagre asit is also there. But in the same Upanishad, there is also a line, Asad eva idam agre asit. In the beginning, there was nothing. Now people take this one line and say, Chandogya Upanishad says, in the beginning, there was nothing. So the world has come from nothing. Arey, my dear, please read the next line. The next line of the Upanishad says, if you think like this, then you are wrong. You understand what is the problem? Then why is that line? If in case somebody is telling, scriptures have to come to that level or no? So they are coming to our level. Don't catch scriptures there and say, is this the final? Wait. As I have been telling from day one of these sessions, don't think that this spirituality is very different from other sciences. Other sciences also do the same thing. You take physics, for example. They first taught us Bohr's atomic model. Remember? Bohr's atomic model. And it was taught in such a way we understood it. 2 chapters later they said that Bohr's model was wrong. Now you understand Rutherford's atomic model. Then you listened properly and you understood. 2 chapters later they said that is also wrong. I will give you new atomic model where proton and neutron are in the center and electrons are going around. Now if somebody asks, if Bohr's atomic model is wrong, why did you teach us? Because it becomes step to understand Rutherford's model. That Rutherford's model becomes a step to understand the next model. Adhyaropa apavada. All the different schools of philosophy for us are those steps. Therefore, we don't say that they are wrong. We say that they are steps and not the goal. You come through these steps, but come to the final teaching of Advaita. Are you getting? So when it is explained, why I am giving so much of explanation? Because I know what must have happened after yesterday's class. Yesterday's class little bit, why? Difficult to digest. Highest knowledge is difficult to digest. Now you understand how the system is built. So when we are studying Adhyaropa, focus on that Adhyaropa and understand. Then come to Apavada. Okay. All right. So we were seeing that after giving the knowledge of Jiva Brahma Aikya, identity between the individual and total, identity between the individual and the supreme, Jiva and Brahman, The Shishya, Ashvalayana Rishi in the Upanishad, he realized that oneness. And then he voiced his experience. And that is what we have been seeing. He said, Anuvaraniyanaham tatvat. I am smaller than the smallest, yet I am Mahan, biggest. Entire world is me alone. Now you please understand. When it is said entire world is me alone, you have to understand Adhyaropa. Why? Because when you say me alone, means there is no world. But still Upanishad is saying entire world is me alone. Why? Because we are on the level where we are seeing the world. When it is said I am smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest, what does it mean? I am neither small nor big. The concepts don't exist for me. But the way it will be told will be different. So what has to happen? How do we study these scriptures is, what scriptures are telling should translate in our mind differently as the next step. Then we will understand the meaning of scriptures. So when the Upanishad is telling tat tvameva tat, that is you, you are that. How should it translate in our mind? I alone am. That is how it should translate. Not that I understood. I understood. Veji, what? That is you, you are that. Are Guru is telling that to you. So how should you understand that I am that Supreme Brahman and that Supreme Brahman is me? Means what? I alone am. This has to happen. Right? Then we will also have that experience. He continues now. We have seen mantra number 21. Now let us see mantra number 22. He concludes his experience sharing here. Vedairaneikairahameva vedyaha Vedanta kridveda videva chaham na punya pape mama nasti nashaha na janma dehendriya buddhirasti na bhumirapo na chavanhirasti na cha nilo mesti na chambaram cha. This is actually one mantra. In your book, is it in the second mantra? These 3 lines are one mantra. Let us chant it together. Vedairaneikairahameva vedyaha na bhumirapo na chavanhirasti na cha nilo mesti na chambaram cha. Bas. Evam viditva, that is next. I will tell what is the meaning. What is it saying now? Vedaihi anekaihi ahameva vedyaha. Remember something? 15th chapter. What is the line there? What is the line? Only one small change is there. Vedaisha sarvaihi ahameva vedyaha vedanta krit vedavid evacha aham. So instead of anekaihi sarvaihi, one and the same meaning. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna has copied this line from here. Okay? Why? Upanishads are before Bhagavad Gita. He is not copying. He is telling that I am giving the same knowledge as Upanishad. It is part of parampara. That's the greatness of the teacher. Any teacher who says that I have come up with new knowledge, understand that that is wrong. Why? You can't come up with new knowledge now. You may come up with new way of presenting the same knowledge. You can't come up with new knowledge. There is no new knowledge other than what is there in the Vedas. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna, like a very authentic teacher, keeps on referring to Upanishads. You will see, he will keep on referring to Kathopanishad. Why? To say that I am not, even being God, I don't create new knowledge. Knowledge is what is already there. What has come down through Guru Shishya Parampara. That same knowledge I am giving you. I am giving in a different way. But the same knowledge. Vedaihi anekaihi, by many Vedas, by many Vedic statements, ahameva vedyaha, I am the one who should be known. Means what? All the Vedas are talking about me. I already told you. When we read the Upanishad, we should feel that this is my description which is going on. Why? Because they are talking about Brahman and I am that Brahman. We don't feel, we feel that there is some Brahman. How are you, Brahman? All okay? Somewhere, seventh heaven, sitting there. Brahman, God, that is me. Vedaihi anekaihi ahameva vedya. Vedanta krit. One who created Vedanta. Vedanta means Upanishad. The creator, the author, the teacher of Vedanta. Vedavit, and the knower of the Vedas, cha aham, I alone am. So see what all things are, he is saying the Jnani now. Jnani is saying what? Vedas are me. What is to be known through that Veda, the Brahman, that is also me. That Brahman is given by the Guru. The knowledge is being given by the Guru. That Guru is also me. And that Ishvara from this entire Veda has come, that is also me. So Brahman is me. Shastra Veda is me. Guru is me. Ishvara is me. The individual who is studying the Veda, that is also me. Brilliant. Not convincing. Whenever you feel that it is not convincing, remember the example of dream. Best example. For a long time I used to wonder why God created dream. Why God must have created dream. See, God created the whole world. Okay, we are experiencing the world. When we go to sleep, at least let us go to sleep nicely. Now, why are you troubling us there also? Why did you create the dream? Then after studying Vedanta, I understood that if dream was not there, Vedanta will not work. Why? Because the final example which is to be given in Vedanta is dream only. If we don't have dream, we will never have a doubt that this world, whether it is real or not. Because we have experience of dream world where the entire dream world is created by us, but we have no control over it. Every single thing in that dream is me only, but I don't experience it, and I go through joys and sorrows, and I come back out of it, dream, and then I understand all that was not real. This experience that we go through, and interestingly, all of the people go through the same. Dream is common to all. What will be the dream may be different, but dream everybody has. That gives us a chance to say that maybe this world also is like that. Imagine in the dream, your teacher is teaching you Vedanta. Okay? And what is the teacher telling? Teacher is telling that you are the waker and not the dreamer. In the dream, the teacher is you. The student is you. What is being taught, the Shastra is you. Through the Shastra, whose knowledge is to be gained, that is also you. And the one who has created this entire dream, that Ishvara is also you. Now do you believe? If it is possible there in the dream, why not here also? Vedaihi anekaihi ahameva vedyah. Vedanta krit vedaviccha eva aham. If I am everything, na punya pape mama. I don't have the concept of punya papa. Very good way. This is what I was looking for. I don't have any punya papa. So whatever I do, remember what we saw yesterday? Brahman is for realization. But till the time I don't realize Brahman, I have to follow dharma. Don't forget. By saying I am Brahman, I don't become Brahman. I don't realize that I am Brahman. When do I cross the level of punya papa? When I will actually realize that Brahman. Then you don't have punya papa. Nistraya gunne pati vicharatah ko vidhi ko nishedha. Once you go beyond the three gunas, once you go beyond the entire concept of good and bad, once you realize your nature, once you wake up from the dream, you don't have problems, punya papas of the dream. But as long as you are in the dream, you will have it. Here, at this level of realization, na punya pape mama. There are no punyas, no papa for me. Na asti nashaha. I will never get destroyed. Why? Because I am incapable of being destroyed. Achedyoyam, adahyoyam, akledyah, ashosyamevacha. Impossibility of being destroyed is said there. And therefore, nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayanti apaha, na shoshayati marutaha. Whatever instruments are there which can destroy things will not work for me because I am that Brahman. My body may get destroyed, but that is not my body. Mind may get destroyed, that is also not mine. I am indestructible. Na nashaha asti, na janma. No birth also is there. Deha indriya buddhi api nasti. The body, the senses, the intelligence, intellect, mind, none of these are there for me. So jiva, I don't have jiva bhava. Now what? Na bhumihi apaha. Now talking about the world also. Bhumi, earth. Apaha, water. Vanni, fire. Anila, air. Ambaram, space, akasha. 5 great elements. No, I am none of these. Means I am not part of the world also. I am not the jiva also. I am not the jagat also. I am not Ishvara also. I am that supreme Brahman. That is it. If you think that you have understood Kaivalya Upanishad, please study it again. Carefully listen what I am saying. If you think you have understood Kaivalya Upanishad, please study the Upanishad again. Why? Because then you will understand that you have not understood. And if you right now think that you have not understood Kaivalya Upanishad, then go back and study Tattvabodha onwards. You understand what I am saying? If you think you have understood, study it again to understand that you have not understood. If you right now only think that I have not understood, go back in the basics. Why? Upanishad is the final wisdom. It is as though somebody without passing 10th standard is sitting for PhD exam. You will understand something, but if you don't understand, don't worry. What? Go back, study group, Kindle Life, Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha, Bhaja Govindam, Upadesha Sara, Bhagavad Gita. Study, then you will get more clarity and more understanding in this. Remember, all those texts are also giving same knowledge, but the methodology is for primary people, primary students, novice students, new people who are not exposed to this knowledge. It is not that the PhD physics is different from 10 standard physics. No, same thing is there, but deeper is there. Methodology is different. There are no two types of physics. There is only one physics. In the same way, same spirituality is there. But in case we are unable to grasp, that is because we have not studied the basics. Go back, study that, then come here. Okay? Otherwise, later on you will say, some Veda Chaitanya came, I don't know what he said, something, I am Brahman and Brahman alone is and there is no world. Some 2-3 stories he told that I remember. That one camel story was there, and then one beggar story was there. And not beggar, the Crorepati story was there. Sorry, I correct myself. That 2-3. But other time I don't know what he spoke. Why? Because basics we have not studied. Alright, now what? Now the Guru comes again. The Shishya has explained his experience. Now the Guru concludes by giving the result of this knowledge. Mantra number 23 and 24. One line mantras are there. Let us see how Guru is concluding the teaching. Evam viditva paramatma rupam guhashayam nishkalamadvitiyam samasta sakshim sadasadvihinam prayati shuddham paramatma rupam evam viditva paramatma rupam guhashayam nishkalamadvitiyam samasta sakshim sadasadvihinam prayati shuddham paramatma rupam. Evam, in this way, in the way that Rishi Ashvalayana, the Shishya, has explained, evam viditva, knowing, realizing, gaining this knowledge in this way. Knowledge of what? Paramatma Rupam, the Swarupa, the real nature of the Supreme Self. Guha Shayam, that which is seated in the Guha, in the cave of our heart. Nishkalam, which is without any kala, without any parts. Advitiyam, which is non-dual. Evam viditva. In this way, realizing that Supreme Brahman as one's own self and as being of this nature of partless and dualityless. Samasta Sakshim, as the witness of all. Sat, Asat, Vihinam, without the concepts of Sat, Asat. Here Sat and Asat means gross and subtle. That which is neither gross, that can be perceived by senses, nor the subtle which can be thought of by mind. Understanding that the Brahman is of this nature, not only understanding intellectually, but realizing it. Realizing this Brahman, such a person, Paramatma Rupam Shuddham Prayati. Prayati reaches, attains what? That Paramatma Rupa. Knowing Brahman, one becomes Brahman. Knowing Brahman, one becomes Brahman. Now I can't even use the word becomes. Why? Because he was already Brahman. Knowing Brahman, one realizes that one was always Brahman. Brahmavit, Brahma eva bhavati. This is uniqueness of spirituality. Earlier also we had seen this topic. When we are studying physics, chemistry, biology, the subject always remains different from me. I am studying physics. But here I am trying to understand Brahman who is me. So knowing, realizing Brahman, one remains as Brahman, one becomes Brahman. One becomes Brahman means one realizes that one was always Brahman. Clear? One more point we will tell. Why are we saying that we can't even say one becomes Brahman? Even now we are Brahman. The rope, when it is seen as snake, is still a rope. And what we are seeing is still a rope. We are not seeing rope as rope, we are seeing rope as snake. That is okay. But even then, what are we seeing? We are seeing rope only. So even now when we are suffering in the world and crying and asking for help to the God, oh Lord, please save me. Who are we? We are that Brahman. Remember the Crorepati who thought himself to be beggar, and 5 years when he was begging for money, he already was Crorepati. So the knowledge that the Jnani gains is not that earlier I was ignorant, Ajnani, now I have become Jnani and therefore I have become Brahman. That's not the knowledge that he gets. He gains the knowledge that I was always Brahman. The bondage is also not real. In Upanishad Ganga, a TV serial produced by Chinmaya Mission, you must have seen Upanishad Ganga. In that one episode is there where the story of camel is there. You remember camel story? There was one person who had camel, and he used to always go with this camel to different places. One day what happened, while traveling, he reached very far and he was not able to come back to his home. So he decided that I will stay in this village for night. Next day morning I will start. Now when he decided to stay there, he asked, one nice noble man was there, can I stay in your courtyard? I will just keep my camel also outside and I will also just sleep here. Tomorrow morning I'll get up and I will take the camel. The nobleman said, yeah, no problem, please. Then that man realized that every day that camel is tied to a rope. He has forgotten that rope at home. Now the camel was so much used to the rope that when the man was telling the camel to sit down, the camel was not sitting down. Why? Where is the rope? So he became frustrated. Now what to do? He is not sitting the whole night. He can't stand. He has to take rest. Then only tomorrow we can go back. So he went to that nobleman and said, what to do? I am in this predicament. What should I do? The nobleman said, you do one thing. You act as though you are tying a rope to the camel. You don't have rope, but you act every day. How do you tie the rope? Like that you do the acting. Man said, will it work? He said, you try. So he went, he did acting of tying the rope. Every day how he used to talk to the camel, now I am tying the rope. Then on the ground there is that peg, that big thing peg will be there. Then he is tying that rope to the peg also. He did all the acting without the peg, without the hammer, without the rope. And then told the camel, now you sit down. Camel sat down and slept. Man said, brilliant. He also went inside, slept. Next day morning he came out, took bath, washed the camel. Now he is telling the camel, get up. The camel is not getting up. He said, get up, let us go. He went back to that person and he said, "What did you do to my camel?" Now he is not getting up. He said, "Every day, how do you wake him up?" He said, "I untie the rope, I remove the peg, and I keep both of that, and then I said, do the same." He said, "But there is no rope." He said, "For you there is no rope. For that camel, there is a rope." So he went other way around acting, removing that from the peg, removing it from his neck. And then he said to the camel, "Get up." The camel got up. Who are we in the story? That camel. Whole night that camel sat thinking that he is bound. Are we bound? Moksha is as unreal as bandha. If bandha is not real, can moksha be real? Vechi, that means there is no moksha. Do you think there is bandha? Yes, then there is moksha. If you are a camel who thinks that there is a rope to which he is tied down, then somebody has to come, the Guru has to come and untie the rope. God has to come and bless us. The question is not that. The question is, what do you think? Where are you? So the realization that the jnani gains is not that earlier I was ignorant and now I have become jnani. No. The realization is I was Brahman, I am Brahman, and I will ever be Brahman. Why? Brahman alone is. In case this realization has not happened, in case the realization has not happened, then that moksha is not gained. I have not become Brahman, I have not realized my oneness with Brahman. Then what is the result of this? So now the Upanishad comes a step down and says, if in case you have not realized, still you should chant this Upanishad. Why should? Step by step. So now the next two mantras, which are generally called as Phalashruti, at the end of every text there is a Phalashruti. Phalashruti is generally given to show the result of chanting that portion. Why that portion is given? Because God and the authors of the text, they know exactly how we are. That we see the result and then only we will do it. Anything anybody tells us to do, first question we ask is, what will I get? So now it is said, what will you get? What you will finally get if you gain the realization, it's already explained. Jivan Mukti. If not Krama Mukti. But suppose none of them I could get. What? Next one is given now. You see why one cannot realize? Because to go beyond the mind, we have to first purify the mind. Earlier also we saw, isn't it? Purity, clarity, that clarity through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, then realization. Without that, no realization. So in case realization has not happened because of some mala, impurity, vikshepa means when the mind is distracted, distractions. Mala means when mind is impure. Generally in the scriptures, etc., they will say there are three kinds of obstacles in our path. Mala, vikshepa and avarana, ajnana avarana. Why this ajnana avarana, this ignorance which is covering my real nature from me, why it is not being removed? Because mala and vikshepa are still there. So now what is said? We are encouraged to do certain sadhana to remove mala and vikshepa. So the result of that sadhana will be shown as removal of mala and vikshepa, not as jnana. The jnana you will gain when you come to this realization. Then ajnana avarana will go. But now what Upanishad is going to speak in next mantra, in mantra number 25, is how to remove that mala and vikshepa. Okay, let us see mantra number 25. Yashatarudriyamadhite sogniputo bhavati swarnasteyat puto bhavati. Something else is there? Surapanat puto bhavati brahmahatyat puto bhavati kritya krityat puto bhavati tasmad avimuktamashrito bhavati atyashrami sarvada sakridva japet. So you don't have that word swarnasteyat puto bhavati? It is there somewhere else. Okay, surapanat puto bhavati is there? Alright. In my swarnasteyat also is there, no? In some places it is there, some places it is not there. We will put it and we will understand. Together. Yashatarudriyamadhite sogniputo bhavati swarnasteyat puto bhavati surapanat puto bhavati brahmahatyat puto bhavati kritya krityat puto bhavati tasmad avimuktamashrito bhavati atyashrami sarvada sakridva japet. Now what? Yaha shatarudriyam adhite chants. Yaha, one person. Who is that now? One who has not realized the Supreme. If Supreme is realized, then the result is Brahma Prapti. Okay, that is explained already. In case you have not realized, then Yaha shatarudriyam adhite. This portion is called as shatarudriya. Two meanings are there. Shatan rudran adhikritya kritaha grantaha yam. Therefore it is shatarudriya. There are 100 ways that Lord Shiva is described. This Kaivalya Upanishad becomes part of that 100 ways. Okay? So the entire section of Veda is called as shatarudriya. Sometimes the shatarudriyam adhite is taken as Rudra. Rudra, Namaka, Chamaka, that etc. what we chant, no? So if you take this to be the part of Krishna Yajurveda, then that Rudra is also part of the same section. So it is said that if you chant that Rudra, Yaha shatarudriyam adhite, then saha agniputaha bhavati. Such a person becomes purified like fire. Purified like fire means purified by fire. Agnivat putaha bhavati. Agniputaha means purified by fire. So how cold is purified by fire? Like that you also will be purified by fire. Means what? Your mala, vikshepa, etc. will go away. If you chant Rudra. Swarnasteyat putaha bhavati. From the sin of stealing gold, if you have, you will become free, clean from that sin. Surapanat puto bhavati. From the sin of drinking liquor, you will become free. Brahmahatyat puto bhavati. From the sin of killing a Brahmana. Brahmana means a person who has knowledge as his goal of life or as his life. One who is dedicated to knowledge. If you kill such a person, then Brahmahatya papa is there. From that papa also you will become free. Kritya akrityat puto bhavati. If you have got some sin because of doing something wrong, papa, or if you have got a sin by not doing what is good, This is also another kind of papa which is called as pratyavaya. Dosha is there. From both these kritya akritya puta bhavati, you will become purified. Okay. See, many things we can reflect on this section, okay. Number one, all the things which are mentioned are sins. See, that is the level with which we have to start. Why? Because nowadays people think it is what is to be done. It is a standard of life. What? Drinking, killing, that is what we do, great people. It is a sin. Very simple, very clear. First thing. Second thing, many people think, okay, Swamiji, then I will do one thing. I will do all these sins and then chant Rudra. That is what we say, na? We do Papa and then go and do Ganga Snana. All sins are. Arey, my dear, if we start doing Papa, we will not even have that value for the knowledge and we will not chant Rudra at all. Don't get into this kind of thing. 20 years I will do Papa and once I will do Prayashitta. It doesn't work like that. Remember that Ratnakara, dacoit? He had done so much of Papa that Bhagavan's name was not coming to his mouth. He said, I can't even chant. Bhagavan's name has power, agreed. But it will not come. It will not come to us. So we should not see this by, as though that I will do Papa and then I will chant. No, this is not an escape route. This is not convenience for doing sins. No. This is to glorify the power of this mantra. That whatever sins you have done will be purified by this. We must understand the scriptures correctly. What scriptures are telling, for what? Not to say that you can do all the sins and then come here and chant. That is not the point. Why? That will not happen. That will not happen. Sin is mala and vikshepa for the mind. So unless I chant this with my mind focused on it, I will not get purity. And if my mind is in performing sins, then it can never come into such good things. It will never come. It will not come here. Therefore, what is being said is to glorify the power of mantras. If in case these sins have happened from your hands, they will also get purified. Means what? All small mistakes that we have done, you will become clean. Clean means you will still have to go through the result of the karma, but you will not carry the burden. That mala and vikshepa will go away. Tasmat, from that chanting of Shatarudriya, avimuktam ashritah bhavati. This is the main result. What? That you will become ashrita. Ashrita means what? You will take refuge. You will find refuge in what? In that avimukta. Avimukta is Lord Shiva. One name of Lord Shiva is Avimukta. Avimukta means what? One who never gives up. Avimukta. Mukta means free. Vimukta means giving up totally. Avimukta means one who never gives up. What does he not give up? His real nature, he never gives up. It is said that his sthana in Kashi, he does not give up. That's why Kashi is also called as Avimukta Kshetra. He doesn't give up that place also. And mainly, he does not give up his devotees. Even if you are a Ravana, You devote to Lord Shiva will protect you. Didn't he protect Ravana? He protected. This is the greatest result. What? By chanting, you get that love for Ishvara. And that love for God, that bhakti, will remove mala and vikshepa. And then once you remove mala and vikshepa, then you can go for knowledge. Therefore, atyashrami, a sannyasi, one who has taken up to this path of atyashrami means last ashrama, one who is now totally focused on spiritual path, sarvada, always, sakritva, or at least once in a day, japet, should chant Rudram. Sarvada means always, one after the other. Sakritva, or at least once in a day, should chant this. Atyashrami are all of us. Okay? We already said when we sit for sadhana, we are sannyasis. We come out of sadhana, our duty continues. But when we sit for sadhanas, we sit like that. So we should do this. Okay? Now in case your mala and vikshepa is gone, and then you go for knowledge, what happens? The last mantra of this Upanishad, mantra number 26. Let us read. Anena jnanamapnoti samsararnavanashanam tasmadevam viditvainam kaivalyam phalamashnute kaivalyam phalamashnute iti. Together. Anena jnanamapnoti samsararnavanashanam tasmadevam viditvainam kaivalyam phalamashnute. Anena, by this chanting of Rudra, once you have purified, once you have gained that devotion by which mala and vikshepa is gone, with this purity and clarity, with this purity and focus, jnanam apnoti. A person gains knowledge, a person gains realization. By that what happens? Samsara arnava nashanam, which destroys, nasha, destroys what? Arnava, the ocean of samsara. So again the steps are given, you see. If you are not gaining that Jivan Mukti, that is because the obstacles are still there. What are the obstacles? Mala, Vikshepa and Ajnana. So remove Mala and Vikshepa by devotion. How do you gain that devotion? Chant it. Do that Saguna Dhyana. That will create the devotion. Mala and Vikshepa will be removed. Then Ajnana, how to remove? By Jnana, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Remember, Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Davaihi. That is where the Upadesha started. With that you will get Jnana, by which the samsara will be ended. And what? Kaivalyam. Tasmad, evam viditva. Tasmad, therefore, evam viditva. Realizing it thus. Enam means this Brahman, Paramatma Rupam. Evam viditva, knowing, realizing it thus. Kaivalyam phalam ashnute. He attains, he gains that Kaivalya phala. Kaivalya, kevalasya bhavaha Kaivalyam. Remember in the beginning we saw? Kaivalyam means what? Liberation. Why it is called liberation? Because it is the state of being Brahman, which is Kevala. Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Bheda Rahita, Kevala. To reiterate, to confirm, it says twice, Kaivalyam phalamashnute, he will gain, certainly. Or, to conclude the text, it is said twice. In the olden times, there were no printing, etc. Okay, Shruti. Shruti is when the Guru has taught, the student has heard, memorized, remembered, understood, then teaching it to the next generation of students. Because it was only here, it was not printed. How do you know something is beginning and how do you know something is ending? Beginning will be done with Shanti Mantra, ending will be done by concluding it like this, saying it twice. You will see most of the Upanishads, not most, all of the Upanishads end like this. Kaivalyam phalamashnute, Kaivalyam phalamashnute iti. Iti means thus. Thus we conclude the beautiful Upanishad called Kaivalya Upanishad. Now what we will do is, we will try to chant the entire Upanishad once. In first mantra, of course, we will do it also. See, the Upanishad by itself gives us entire knowledge. Okay? The more we become ready for it, the more we will gain out of it. Already I have told you, in case we think that we have not got it correctly, then that is because we are not ready for it. So we should not get disheartened or think that, this is something which is, no. Because basics are not clear. I go back to the basics, I become, pakka in that, clear in that, and then I come back to this. Okay? Upanishad is very highest level of knowledge, no? It's not, everybody cannot take it immediately. Okay? So don't worry. Try to understand as much as possible basic concepts and then go back and keep on studying. That is the way to do it, right? Chalo. Let us chant the entire Upanishad together. Somebody wants to record also, please record so that you can put it for yourself. कैवल्योपनिषद। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः, व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम अथाश्वलायनो भगवन्तं परमेष्ठिनम् उपसमेत्य उवाच। अधीहि भगवन् ब्रह्मविद्यां वरिष्ठां, सदा सद्भिः सेव्यमानां निगूढां, यया चिरात् सर्वपापं व्यपोह्य परात् परं पुरुषं याति विद्वान्। तस्मै स होवाच पितामहश्च, श्रद्धा भक्ति ध्यान योगादवैः। न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन, त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः। परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां, विभ्राजते यद्यतयो विशन्ति। वेदान्तविज्ञानसुनिश्चितार्थाः, सन्न्यासयोगाद्यतयः शुद्धसत्त्वाः। ते ब्रह्मलोकेषु परान्तकाले, परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे। विविक्तदेशे च सुखासनस्थः, शुचिः समग्रीव शिरः शरीरः। अत्याश्रमस्थः सकलेन्द्रियाणि, निरुध्य भक्त्या स्वगुरुं प्रणम्य। हृत्पुण्डरीकं विरजं विशुद्धं, विचिन्त्य मध्ये विशदं विशोकम्। अचिन्त्यमव्यक्तमनन्तरूपं, शिवं प्रशान्तममृतं ब्रह्मयोनिं तथादिमध्यान्तविहीनमेकं विभुं चिदानन्दमरूपमद्भुतम् उमासहायं परमेश्वरं प्रभुं त्रिलोचनं नीलकण्ठं प्रशान्तं ध्यात्वा मुनिर्गच्छति भूतयोनिं समस्तसाक्षिं तमसः परस्तात् स ब्रह्मा स शिवः सेन्द्रः सोऽक्षरः परमस्वराट् स एव विष्णुः स प्राणः स कालोऽग्निः स चन्द्रमाः स एव सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यं सनातनं ज्ञात्वा तं मृत्युमत्येति नान्यः पन्था विमुक्तये सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि सम्पश्यन् ब्रह्म परमं याति नान्येन हेतुना आत्मानमरणिं कृत्वा प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिं ज्ञाननिर्मथनाभ्यासात् पाशं दहति पण्डितः स एव माया परिमोहितात्मा शरीरमास्थाय करोति सर्वं स्त्रियन्नपानादिविचित्रभोगैः स एव जाग्रत् परितृप्तिमेति स्वप्ने सजीवः सुखदुःखभोक्ता स्वमायया कल्पितजीवलोके सुषुप्तिकाले सकले विलीने तमोभिभूतः सुखरूपमेति पुनश्च जन्मान्तरकर्मयोगात् स एव जीवः स्वपिति प्रबुद्धः पुरत्रये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम् आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधं यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च एतस्माज्जायते प्राणः मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च खं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी यत्परं ब्रह्म सर्वात्मा विश्वस्यायतनं महत् सूक्ष्मात् सूक्ष्मतरं नित्यं तत्त्वमेव त्वमेव तत् जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्त्यादि प्रपञ्चं यत् प्रकाशते तद्ब्रह्माहमिति ज्ञात्वा सर्वबन्धैः प्रमुच्यते त्रिषु धामसु यद्भोग्यं भोक्ता भोगश्च यद्भवेत् तेभ्यो विलक्षणः साक्षी चिन्मात्रोऽहं सदाशिवः मय्येव सकलं जातं मयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं मयि सर्वं लयं याति तद्ब्रह्माद्वयमस्म्यहम् अणोरणीयानहमेव तद्वत् महानहं विश्वमहं विचित्रं पुरातनोऽहं पुरुषोऽहमीशः हिरण्मयोऽहं शिवरूपमस्मि अपाणिपादोऽहमचिन्त्यशक्तिः पश्याम्यचक्षुः सशृणोम्यकर्णः अहं विजानामि विविक्तरूपः न चास्ति वेत्ता मम चित् सदाहं वेदैरनेकैरहमेव वेद्यः वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहं न पुण्यपापे मम नास्ति नाशः न जन्मदेहेन्द्रियबुद्धिरस्ति न भूमिरापो न च वह्निरस्ति न चानिलो मेऽस्ति न चाम्बरं च एवं विदित्वा परमात्मरूपं गुहाशयं निष्कलमद्वितीयं समस्तसाक्षिं सदसद्विहीनं प्रयाति शुद्धं परमात्मरूपम् यशतरुद्रीयमधीते सोऽग्निपूतो भवति स्वर्णस्तेयात् पूतो भवति सुरापानात् पूतो भवति ब्रह्महत्यात् पूतो भवति कृत्यात् पूतो भवति तस्माद् अविमुक्तमाश्रितो भवति अत्याश्रमी सर्वदा सकृद्वा जपेत् अनेन ज्ञानमाप्नोति संसारार्णवनाशनं तस्मादेवं विदित्वैनं कैवल्यं फलमश्नुते इति. So we see that just the summary, we will see all the 26 mantras together. We started with the story that Rishi Ashvalayana, the great seer of Rigveda mantras, duly approached Guru, who is Brahmaji himself. Atha Ashvalayana Bhagavantam Parameshtinam Upasametya, approaching duly, Uvacha, said, what? Please teach me Brahma Vidya. That Brahma Vidya which is the highest, which is always resorted to by the noble people, which is a secret, and that by knowing which, giving up all the sins, one will attain the supreme Brahman. You see? Yayachirat sarva papam vyapohya paratparam purusham yati vidwan. See the last two mantras? Last two mantras explain how the sins are destroyed and how that Kaivalya is gained. Brahmaji, while giving the knowledge, doesn't directly give Brahma Vidya, but first gives the sadhana, how to reach that Brahma Vidya, Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga, Avaihi. Go through the path of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, and then Samadhi. This Brahma Vidya not attained by action, na karmana, na prajaya, not by progeny, not even by wealth. Tyage naike amritattva manashu. But by giving up the desire for the worldly enjoyments, one can attain this Brahma Vidya. How can one attain that desirelessness or giving up renunciation? How is it possible? Through chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata, vedanta vijnana, sunishchitarthaha, sannyasa yogad yatayaha, shuddha sattvaha. Shuddha sattvaha, purity. Vedanta vijnana, sunishchitarthaha, clarity. So the path is made clear. Purity, clarity through Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, realization. Realization is liberation. Then phala is also given in the same mantras. Jivan Mukti, if one realizes here, if that is having little bit of desire, then the person will go to Brahma Loka, Ishtadevata Loka, and from there will get liberated, Krama Mukti. Now, in order to gain purity, clarity, in order to do Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, Saguna and Nirguna Upasana was prescribed. So first in mantra number 5, the preparation for Upasana is given. Steps are given. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Remember? First find a place which is solitary, where nobody will disturb you, and the time also. Then prepare your asana like this. It should be clean. The posture should be like this. Then control the... Remember all those steps? Control the step, control all the indriyas, pranamya, prostrate to your Ishtadevata and Guru with devotion, and then what? With the mind which is without rajas and tamas, meditate on that supreme. That supreme which is nirguna is explained, Vishadam, Vishokam, Achintyam, Avyaktam, etc. In case you are not able to meditate on that nirguna, then do it with saguna. But remember that saguna is nirguna. Uma Sahayam, Parameshwaram, Prabhum, Trilochanam, Neelakantham. Right? Now with this Saguna Dhyana, go back to Nirguna Dhyana and come to realization. This Saguna Nirguna Dhyana will result in knowledge. What kind of knowledge? That we will experience Sarvatma Bhava. Sarvatma Bhava, the self in me is the self in all. With Adi Daivika Sa eva Brahma, sa Vishnuhu, sa Shivaha, etc. With Adi Bhautika, Yad Bhutam, Yad Bhavyam, whatever happened, whatever will happen, everything is me. And even within Sarva Bhutastham Atmanam, Sarva Bhutani cha Atmani. The self in me is the same self in all. So in all, see the self. In yourself, see everything. How? In all, see the self as the substratum. In yourself, see everything as superimposition. Do this. This Sarvatma Bhava will lead to that mukti. In case you are not able to do this also, do Pranava Upasana. Atmanamaranim Kritva. Pranavam cha Uttararanim. Keep Jiva, yourself, individual ego as the lower Arani. With that Pranava, with that Omkara which represents the Supreme Brahman, you churn. Jnana Nirmathana Abhyasat. Do Jnana Abhyasa. That way, the bondage will be burned. Pasham Dahati Pandita. Now, in order to explain that Brahma Vidya, the process of Adhyaropa Apavada was employed. First, it was explained that that same Brahman as though becomes Jiva and performs actions. The same Jiva becomes Vishwa in the waking world and experiences the joys and sorrows of the waking world through senses. The same Jiva becomes Taijasa, dreamer in the dream, and experiences the world which is created by his own mind. And then the same Jiva in Sushupti becomes Pradnya and experiences the absence of everything and thus enjoys the joy. It is the same Jiva who is actually Brahman. Not only that same Brahman has become, as though become Jiva and is going through the three states, does he remain? No. Punascha Janmantara Karma Yoga. Again he will wake up. Again he will go through the dream. Again he will go to the deep sleep. And he will continue Janmantara Karma Yoga because of the karmas performed in so many janmas. If this body is not sufficient, he will take up another body and again will go through. While going through, again will do the karma and the cycle will continue. How long? As long as he doesn't realize that I am that Akhanda Atma. That these three states of experience have actually come from me. I am not the one who is going through them. Not only these three states, but even the world has come from me. Etasmat jayate pranaha manas sarvendriyani cha. Right? Mantra number 15. Now Adhyaropa ends, now the Apavada starts. And it is explained, this individual who thinks that he is going through the three states is actually that Paramatma. That Brahman, Vishwasya Ayatanam, that which is the substratum of the world. Tat Tvameva, Tvameva Tat. Mahavakya is given. That is you. You are that. Understand, realize this. How? Understand that there is that oneness. Realize the oneness and become free from all bondages. How can I understand that? Separate yourself from what you see. Trishudhamasu yad bhogyam, bhokta, bhogasya yad bhavet. The object that I perceive, the subject who is perceiving, the connection, all these three are not me. I am that Sakshi. To go from Adhyaropa to Apavada, use the middle step of Sakshi. Realize your oneness. Understand that everything has come from you, is staying in you, will go back to you. Mayi eva sakalam jatam, mayi sarvam pratishtitam, mayi sarvam layam yati, tad brahma advayam asmiham. Mantra number 19. Listening to this knowledge, now the Rishi Ashvalayana, who is a student, realized and he voiced his experience in 3 mantras, where he says, yes, Anuraniyanahameva tadvata. I am the smaller than the smallest and Mahanaham, Vishwamaham Vichitram. I am everything. Puratanaham, Purushaha aham, Ishaha, I am everything. Apanipadaha aham achintya shakti. I don't have karmendriyas, yet I have power to do everything. I don't have jnanendriyas, yet I know everything. There is nobody who knows me, but I know everything without any indriyas. That Brahman I am. And the mantras that we saw today, Vedaihi anekaihi ahameva vedya. I am that Brahman which is to be known. I am the Vedas which give that knowledge. I am the Guru who is explaining the knowledge of the scriptures. I am the Ishvara who has created everything. And I alone am the Jiva who is studying all these things. Everything is me alone. That is the knowledge that he gets. I am not this world. I am not the upadhis also. The 5 elements which have created the world, that also I am not. I am that one pure Brahman. Now after listening to that, now Guru concludes by giving the phala and says, knowing this, one becomes Brahman. Knowing Brahman, one becomes Brahman. Evam viditva paramatma rupam prayati. In case one doesn't realize, then mere chanting of Rudram, chanting of this Upanishad will give the result. Why? Because it will purify your mind. It will give that focus. How? Because by chanting you will get love, devotion for that God. That concept also is explained. And once you get that love for God, devotion, it will remove mala and vikshepa. You will come to Jnana, which will remove ajnana, and you will realize. Kaivalyam phalam ashnute. Thus ends Kaivalya Upanishad. All right? Chalo. Let us conclude the session with a very small bhajan. That's why I did not sing in the beginning. So you may have thought that I forgot. I did not forget. I wanted to do it at the end. One small bhajan dedicated to Lord Hanuman. Hanumanji is the one Guru, no, who is going to take us to God. So with that small bhajan, we'll conclude. As the tradition goes, let us chant the first mantra of the Upanishad, just to remind ourselves that we are not completing the study, but we are beginning the study. First mantra, let us chant. Om athashvalayano bhagavantam parameshtinam upasametya uvacha adhihi bhagavan brahma vidyam varishtham sada sadbhis sevyamanam nigudham yaya chirat sarva papam vyapohya parat param purusham yati vidvan. We offer this entire phala of this Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of our Pujya Gurudev, because of whom we are getting this knowledge, because of whom we are getting this opportunity to study this knowledge. Whatever is good belongs to them, the entire Guru Parampara. Whatever is not good is the speaker's fault. Thank you all for being here with so much of enthusiasm to learn, because of which I got an opportunity to study this. Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti Veera Maruti Ati Dhira Maruti Gita Maruti Sangita Maruti Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti Duta Maruti Rama Duta Maruti He Bhakta Maruti Parama Bhakta Maruti Bhakta Maruti Parama Bhakta Maruti Veera Maruti Gambhira Maruti Gambhira Maruti Gambhira Maruti Syavar Ramachandra ki Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki Umapati Mahadeva ki Bolo Bhai Sab Santan ki Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Om Har Har Namah Parvati Pataye हर हर महादेव। ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः। गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी। देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः। ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः। ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु। सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु। सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु। सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः। सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः। सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु। मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय। तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय। मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
Hari Om. Time and tide waits for none. Even all pleasant things ultimately come to an end. We have been waiting for this yajna from November. This was supposed to have happened in January. It got postponed to February. We are very thankful to you, Swamiji. We can say we have understood Kaivalya Upanishad as though. I request our trustee, Sri G. N. Sheshadriji, to kindly offer our token of love and affection to Pujya Swamiji. Just a few announcements. Please bear with me for 2 minutes. Everybody has been asking, when is the next yajna? I will only request Pujya Swamiji to come here as frequently as possible. And what we have understood as though, let us try to get more and more clarity on our understanding. From tomorrow, that is 11th, we have another yajna in Nagar. In our Dinabandhu Devasthanam, we have a Kannada yajna by our Tumkur Swamiji, Pujya Swami Ghananandji. The subject will be Bhagavad Gita chapter 12. That will be tomorrow from 11th to 17th in Dinabandhu Devasthanam, Nagar, 6:30 to 8 as usual. And you all know, we are having the sadhana day on next Sunday, 18th. 18th we have sadhana day, sadhana panchakam. I am sure all our study group members will be present here. The response has been excellent, and I am sure we will have a very good discussion on next Sunday. So whoever has missed out, please do remember, please spread the message, and please tell all the members that to please come on next Sunday, 18th, to Sripaada Kseshtra. Another great event is happening in Sripaada Kseshtra. I am sure you must have all got the pamphlet, Mahashivratri. Mahashivratri is on 8th of March, Friday. But we will be starting the celebrations from 1st March to 7th March. Every day we will have Sahasranama Abhisheka, Sahasranama Archane in the morning and in the evening. And in the evening, after the Archana, we will be having devotional programs, music program every day from 1st to 7th. And of course, on 8th, we will have the divine presence of Pujya Brahmaji here, right from morning 6 till midnight. We will be having programs. We will be having Abhisheka in the morning. Then we will have Abhisheka in the evening also. And throughout the day, we'll be having devotional songs and bhajans. So please make a note in your calendar. 1st to 7th celebration, 8th is Mahashivratri. And another important event is happening. We have a chick residential camp in our Sandipini ashram in Chokhalli. I'm sure most of you must have seen Chokhalli, and those who have not seen, you must visit Chokhalli, because we have the Omkareshwara deity there, and in the front we have the open air Ganapati, 45 feet tall Ganapati, a huge ashram, just about 7 kilometers from Chokhalli, from Kolar. So this chick residential camp is from 29th March to 31st March. 29th March to 31st March. So we request all of you to please collect the details from our office and see that the youngsters in your houses, they are enrolled. Of course, all of you here are senior, but I am sure all the youngsters should attend the chick camp. And the subject is values for victory. And the Acharya there will be our Swami Ghanananda from our Tumkur center. So please make use of it. It's a golden opportunity where the youngsters get exposed to our Sanatana Dharma. And as Sheshadriji told yesterday, after the Guru Dakshina program here, those of you who are interested in joining, those who are not group members, and those who want to become a part of our study group sessions, you are requested to please come forward here. And then Sheshadriji will be giving the leaflets, very simple leaflet where you have to just fill in. It just takes about, I think, 10 or 15 seconds to fill it up. Once you fill it up and give it, then we will make groups and we'll intimate to you the nearest group, or possibly we'll make new groups where you can join. So this is the program. I don't know how much of you remember. Just to give a glance, we have from tomorrow, 11th to 17th, we have Gita chapter 12 Yajna in Indranagar. Sadhana day on 18th, next Sunday. Shivratri, from 1st to 7th we are celebrating. 8th is Shivratri. Hari Om. And now I request all of you to come in a line, offer your Guru Dakshina.